Guys, it's good to have you back to another tutorial. Today we'll be making a beautiful crochet jacket with this lovely yarn, Aqua Blue or turquoise blue. So I'll be using single strand of this lightweight yarn with a 3.5 mm hook, a tape rule for your measurements, and a scissors. We'll be making 3 panels for this jacket, the back panel and the front panel. So the measurements to use is 44 inches, and 44 inches divided by 2 is 22 inches. The back is going to be 22 inches while the front is going to be 22 divided by 2, which is 11 inches here, and also 11 inches for the other side. So we'll be starting with the back panel. Start by making a slip knot. Insert your crochet hook into your slip knot and make a foundation chain of 22 inches. Take your tape rule and measure 22 inches without stretching your chains. So I have extra left. Now single crochet in the next chain. Work 1 single crochets in all the chains for your first row. So this is the first row of single crochet. Now move on to the second row. The second row is where we start our cluster pattern of 3DC. So chain 1 and in the same space DC 3 times. Make 3 DCs in the first stitch. Chain 1, skip 2 stitches and 3 DC in the next stitch. Chain 1 again, skip 2 stitches and 3 DC in the next. So continue to make this cluster pattern. To end my second row, chain 2 and 3 DC in the last stitch. So you notice I started with 3 DCs and I also ended with 3 DC. So for the next row, which is row 3, chain 4 and 3 DC in your chain 1 space. Continue with your chain 1 and 3 DCs in your chain 1 spaces. Keep doing this till you get to the end of row 3. To end the third row, chain 1 and 1 DC in the last stitch, because you remember we started with 1 DC chain 1, which is our 4 chains. For your fourth row, turn over, chain 1 and 3 DCs in your chain 1 space. and continue working your pattern. Basically, we are repeating row 2. So repeat row 2 for row 4 and repeat row 3 for row 5. That's how you continue working your patterns. Just note that if you start with 3 DCs, you are ending with 3 DCs. And if you start with 1 DC, you are also ending with 1 DCs. So keep repeating this pattern till you get to your desired length. So I'm done with the back panel and I made 56 rows. 23 inches gave me 56 rows. If you measure and yours is not up to, you might want to add few more rows till you get to 23 inches without stretch. After making the back panel, move on to the front panel. And for the front panel, we'll be dividing the back panel into 2, which is 22 divided by 2, that's 11 inches. After making your foundation chain, you make your single crochets. Work the same pattern of 3 DC chain 1, 3 DCs into your single crochets. Keep repeating this pattern for 56 rows, just like you did for the back panel. We are going to make another place the back panels together with the front panel. Make sure the starting point is facing downwards, and then you join the shoulders with single crochets. You can mark it with your stitch marker to hold it in place. Join with single crochets. Join the other side as well with single crochet. Now we are going to join these sides as well, and for you to do that, to be leaving space for our armhole. So starting from your shoulder, you measure 8 inches and you can either place your stitch marker or your yarn just to indicate that point. Make sure it's of equal length with the other side. So turn over and join together using single crochet stitch. Work 2 single crochets in this open space and also 2 single crochets in the next closed stitch, then 2 single crochets in the open space. Keep doing that for the entire stitches left. So after joining this side, move on to the other side as well. Measure 8 inches and join with your single crochets. We are moving on to making the sleeves. To do that, make a slip knot. I'll be starting from this point. I'll single crochet first, then work 3 DCs in the same space. Chain 1, work 3 DCs in this open space. Chain 1, skip this and work 3 DCs in the next open space. Chain 1, skip this cluster and work 3 DCs in the next space. So continue doing that till you get to the end of the first round of our armhole, or of our sleeve rather. Gotten to the shoulder area where we joined our shoulder. I'm going to make 3 DCs in that stitch, and I'll continue skipping my cluster stitch and work my pattern. So I've gotten to the end of first round, and I'll work 3 DCs in the last space, then chain 1 and join with a slip stitch on top of the first DC. Move on to the second round, chain 4 and 3 DCs in the next chain 1 space. Remember, this represents 1 DC and chain 1, so continue doing that. When we're still working in rows, we start with 3 DC, we end with 3 DC, and when you start with 1 DC, you end with 1 DC. But since this is in rounds, is going to be different. To end round 2, I already did 3 DCs in the last chain 1 space, so I'm going to make 2 more DCs, because you can see now that we have 1 DC here, so I'm going to make 2 DCs to make it 3 DCs. To start the next round, which is our third round, chain 3 and 2 DCs in the same space to make it 3 DCs, chain 1 and continue with your pattern. Keep working your pattern till you get to the last space where you make 3 DCs, then you chain 1 and slip stitch in and slip stitch on top of your first DC. So you keep repeating round 2 and round 3 for the remaining rounds. I'm going to do that one more time for you to see. I'm at the end of round 3. So I'm done with the last stitch here. So I'm going to work slip stitch on top of my first DCs, and I'll start another round, which is round 4. So for round 4, I'm going to repeat round 2, chain 4 and 3 DCs in the next chain 1 space. So keep working your patterns, and when you get to this point, you make 2 DCs with this one to make 3 DCs. So just keep repeating round 2 and round 3 for the entire rounds. The same way you did the sleeve here, you repeat the same method for your other sleeve. So I'll meet you as soon as I'm done with the sleeves. So guys, this is what it looks like after adding the sleeves. The next thing to do now is to make the rib pattern for the sleeves and also for the neckline on the jacket. So for the rib pattern, we'll be using front post DC and back post DC. So before doing the rib pattern, we'll be gathering the sleeves together to make the rib pattern fitted on the wrist. and make a single crochet. In the same space, work another single crochet, then move on to the next space, work single crochet, skip these 3 stitches here, then move on to the next chain 1 space, work single crochets, move on to the next single move on to the next chain 1 space, work single crochets, continue to do that till the end of the round. Next round, which serves as round 2 for the rib pattern, chain 1 and in the same space DC, move to the next stitch and DC in the next and DC in it. Move to the next stitch, DC. So continue working double crochets inside the stitches for round 2. Please note we are not skipping any stitch. Let's see. So in the last space we have 1 DC already. I'm going to make 1 DC extra and then I'll slip stitch on top of the first double crochet. So now for round 2, this is where you start the rib pattern, the front post DC and back post DC. So we'll be starting with chain 3 and on the next stitch here we'll be working our front post DC. So to do that, pass your hook through, so pass your hook from the back and push this stitch out. You push it forward, then you work your double crochets at the back. That's why it's called front post DC. Then for the next stitch you work your back post DC. So you pass it from the back as well and push it to the back like so. Then you work your regular double crochet. I'll repeat the front post DC again. Okay, just push the next stitch, push it to the front and work your double crochet, and for your back post DC you go through the back and push your stitch backwards and you work your normal double crochet. So that's how you keep working front and back post DC till you get to the end of round 3. So to end the 3rd round, I'll be working back post DC on the 3rd round, on the last stitch rather, and then slip stitch on top of my first 3 chains representing 1 DC. So that's that for round 3. For round 4, chain 4 and follow your pattern. So you see that what we have here is the front post DC. So work your front post DC, and then what we have here is the back. Work your back post DC. Then the next one is front, the next one is back, the next is front. The pattern tells you where to put your back, where to work your back post DC, and also where to work your front post DC, so you don't make a mistake. At this point you don't need to keep telling yourself, oh, you have to work front post DC, back post DC next. The pattern already tells you what to do. Just keep following the rounds you're working on. End round 4 with a slip stitch, and for round 5 you continue, and for round 5 you repeat round 4. So do this pattern till you have 7 rounds, then chain 1 and cut off your yarn. Repeat the same thing you did here for the other sleeve. Repeat it for this other sleeve. Then move on to the body and work front post DCs and back post DCs as well in the stitches. So insert your crochet hook and work DC and work DC, 2 DCs in this space, work 2 DCs in the next space or stitch as well, work 2 DCs, work 2 DCs for each of the spaces. So when you get to the shoulder, where you join the front panel and the back panel, you work 1 DCs in each stitch or in each space. You make 1 DCs. Continue working 1 DCs till you get to the other shoulder parts. So I'm at the second shoulder. So I'll continue with my 2DC once I get to this white space, like chain 2 space kind of. So continue working 2DCs in each spaces. Turn your work over, chain 3, and in the next stitch you work front post DC. Continue with back post DC, front post DC, then work back post DC in the next. So you keep alternating the front post and back post. You can see we are working in rounds now. So also for the down parts, you repeat the same thing, and I'll see you when I'm done.
So this is the final result and it's given. I really love it. So moving on to the shorts is just the same process. So guys, I'm done with my first panel and the same measurement. I have 15 inches using my measuring tape. So I'll be making another copy to make it 2 panels. So I'll be placing both panels together. I'll place it side by side and measure the crotch parts. I'll be using 7 to 8 inches for the size I'm working on, then use a stitch marker to hold it in place. Then I'll start joining the crotch area with single crochet. So work 2 single crochets into the spaces, and in case you're new to crochet but you find these stitches confusing, you can get a more detailed video on the basic stitches in crochet on the screen. I have a tutorial on that already, which will be linked on the screen, so you can go ahead and watch that. So just single crochets till you get to the end, then chain 1 and cut off your yarn.
So guys, I'm done with the first joining. So I'm going to do the other joining as well for the back up to this point. And when I'm done doing that, I'll join the ties separately. I'm done joining both sides. I'm going to join the remaining part of the short, starting from this point all the way through this point. So you don't need to start here, just start joining from here and go all the way around. So I'm done joining and I'm going to turn my work out. And I'm going to work my waist band right now. To do that, I'll be making 1 single crochets in all the stitches right here and under the chain 1 space. So I'll start by making a single crochet, then in the same space I'll work my DC, my double crochet. So work 1 double crochets in the stitches. I'm working the stitches inside the spaces here and not on top of the stitch. I'm working it inside the spaces. So continue working. This is till you get to the end of the round. This serves as first round. If you've watched this far and not yet subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button and turn on the post notification for more tutorials from me to you. Okay, so to end round 1, I'll slip stitch on top of the first DC, and from round 2 is where I start my front post DC, back post DC, which is the wreath pattern. So chain 3 and work your front post like so, work your back post, work your front post again, front post DC, by pushing out the stitch, and you work the back by going through the back and work your double crochet. So continue alternating the pattern, front and back post DC. Make one front, then make one front post DC followed by back post DC. So continue to work this pattern for round 2, and then you slip stitch at the end of round 2. To end my second round, the last stitch here, I'll make my DC, back post DC, then slip stitch on top of the first DC. So for round 3, I'll chain 3 and then I'll repeat whatever I have here for my round. So the next stitch here is front post. I'll just follow that pattern, front, then the back, I'll work back post, then I have front, back next. So that's how I will continue following the pattern I have till the end of round 3. So repeat round 3 for round 4, repeat round 3 for round 4, slip stitch, chain 1 and cut off your yarn. So when you are done with the final round, you'll be having 4 in total. So when you are done with the 4 rounds, make your drawstring. Your drawstring is your adjustable rope, and pass it onto the waistline. For my drawstring, I'll be working with 300 chains. Then I'll pass this drawstring through the waistline.
So pass your adjustable rope through the band. You don't necessarily have to pass it on a mannequin. You don't have to wear the shirts on a mannequin to pass it. I completely forgot to record on a flat surface. That was why I'm passing it on the mannequin. So just pass it through the band and yeah, you're good to go. We've come to the end of this tutorial, and if you've watched this far, thank you so much. If you like more of these videos, please do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you're a new subscriber, and turn on your post notification for more tutorials like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next. Bye.